Sziasztok! Viszokóból jelentkezem, Boszniából, és a képből már valószínűleg kitaláltátok, hogy merre tartok. A Boszniai Piramisokat fogom kicsit közelebbről megvizsgálni, illetve a Ravne alagútrendszert is. Ez a videó erről fog szólni, többek között. Itt vagyunk a Ravne Park előtt, és felfelé vezet az út a labirintushoz. Szóval haladunk felfelé a Ravne alagút felé, és egyenlőre csak meg akarom mutatni nektek, hogy milyen az, amikor nem nagy a magnetikus, a mágneses hatás. Most jelenleg átlagosan 21-22 a mágneses hullám, és meglátjuk, hogy ez változik-e majd, ahogy haladunk befelé az alagútba, illetve a piramis tetején.
2006 Semir Osmanagic founded those pyramids. Founded tunnels, and it was like revelation for us. Especially for me, for a local. I used to hide in this place.
Yeah.
So this was a cave once time, and now it's a tunnel. So we can go inside to check it out.
Is it okay?
Down, it's a bit low at the beginning, and the rest of it, it's pretty much easy. So we are now at the beginnings. We are 20 meters from the exit and the entrance. So this is the only exit and the entrance, as you can see on the map. And basically we'll go to this part here and all the way this part here. Now, when you come inside, you notice that it's a bit colder and that you are breathing easier.
Yeah.
That's because the concentration of oxygen here is 20.4%. Now, if you go outside on this temperature, it's probably from 16 to 17.5 maximum %.
Wow.
We also doesn't have any poisonous gases, because when you enter in a tunnel on a road or in a quarry, there is poisonous gas, methane, you know, and airflow is excellent. So nothing is disturbing us, and we don't have any artificial ventilation. So that's one miracle, let's just say, because we will go 100 meters deep in ground and we will breathe normally.
Yeah.
No artificial ventilation. So if you turn back behind you, that over there is conglomerate. That conglomerate, let's just say if you have a flood and that flood is coming, it compresses a lot of material.
Yeah.
So it could actually, it is you can make it by flood or glacier, by ices, let's just say. So civilization who built this stuff was older than you said before, 33,000 years
33,
old.
yeah.
Yes. And now we can go deeper in tunnels, and I will explain you the first one, second one, and the third civilization who hid this place from us.
Okay.
Hide it, well, we don't know the reason. Would I have some girls from your country if I were on your video?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
I'll make sure you'll
Just
find
send them here.
some beautiful
I'll
ones.
be happy to host them. This here is the first monolith that we found. What is so special about this monolith is this is not a stone. Many people who came here for the first time think that this is the stone. It's not. It's actually ceramics. Ceramics built from sandstone and the clay. So it needed a high temperature to be produced. And first civilization who built this stuff make this in this spot. So this is the place where this block was made. He's made it from two parts. You can see the base and you can see the lid.
Yeah.
Inside of it, with Röntgen and X-ray, we found it a quartz crystal.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Quartz crystal is a very nice energy crystal, and basically it turns negative energy to positive energy.
Yeah.
Negative energy is produced by the underground water flow. We have it 22 meters down below in the ground. It goes in this direction as this blocks show us. Now recently we discovered this tunnel over here, and he goes oppositely from direction of the pyramid. Now I already told you that our goal and number one priority is to come inside of the pyramid. So after we finish that, we will relieve this tunnel here. Maybe something is important inside because all three blocks are pointed in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Something is important in there.
Yeah.
So if you come in 5, maybe 4 years, you will find something pretty much amazing.
Yeah.
New.
Yeah, and I also remember hearing something about the crystal being there, the quartz crystal being there, and actually because it is under pressure,
Yeah.
it creates a piezoelectric effect.
Yes.
And
I
it's,
will explain you that later.
yeah,
on.
all right.
K2,
All right.
much larger one, which piezoelectric effect, which produce with the quartz in a conglomerate, produce ultrasound, and that's why you don't see any animals here. Usually when you go deep inside these structures, you should find bats, rats,
oh my.
many others animals. But here we don't have them, and we don't use any pesticides or anything,
Yeah.
so it's completely sterilized by itself. So how do we clear our tunnels? You here can see a difference between two materials. This is conglomerate, and this is a river gravel. We removed its drywall. Now, in front of every tunnel, we found this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is a drywall. Because this stones doesn't have any bonding material. And a lot of the guys who come in these tunnels tell us that this could be the nature made.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's a river gravel, you know, when it's the flood, come inside, bring the river gravel inside.
Yeah.
Yes, but how would nature build a wall when you put the larger stones down and smaller stones upside on the top? Why? That's not nature.
Yeah.
And even if it is, it's super nature in Visoko. Let's just say it's a joke. It's not possible
Yeah.
at all. Especially not in 90 degrees, because nature doesn't make
Obviously,
even the mountains on 19 degrees.
Obviously, yeah.
So it's not possible.
Yeah.
So we can move on. Because on some parts you saw that ceiling is very low and here is very high.
Yeah.
And over here next to the room, ceiling is 4 meters up.
Wow.
Now in the low parts of the ceiling you have a high pressure oxygen. And this part we have a low pressure. So constantly changing and
Yeah.
actually circulate by itself.
Yeah.
So
This is pretty much a
civilization who built this actually pretty much know everything about ventilation, because they took advantage of conglomerate and we don't need any energy for ventilation.
yeah.
So welcome to the healing room.
Thank you.
Healing room, because 8 tunnels come in this direction. Now, when we discovered it, we were actually pretty amazed. Why is this much larger than the rest of the tunnels? Even the tunnels that had ceramic blocks, megaliths, monoliths.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's so special? So we took some measurements. And you can see here on the picture, ion counter. It's slightly bigger than yours.
And more sophisticated,
Yeah.
obviously.
So basically negative ions are particles of air which are produced by negative charge electrons. So if you have a thunderstorm in the mountains, it's pretty much healthy to be there because you have a high concentration of negative ions by square centimeter. Now in a meeting room or office, when you are working, you have approximately 25 to 100 negative ions per square centimeter. If you are in a street of a big city, like Sarajevo for example, you have approximately 250 to 400 negative ions.
Yeah.
And in Bosnia, the place known for high ion concentration is Mountain Igman. That's where local doctors send their patients to cure lungs diseases. It has approximately 5 to 5,500 negative ions per square centimeter.
Yeah.
Now when we first came in this here chamber, we call it a chamber, we took a measurement and we actually measured 90,000 negative ions per square inch. But during the interaction with the tourist and with the scientist and oxygen from outside, when we actually removed the barrier,
it changed.
It changed, and now it's constantly 18,500 negative ions per square centimeter.
Not that it's not enough. I mean, that's still a lot.
That is the biggest concentration on Earth.
Yeah, I heard that near waterfalls, it's also the level of negative ions is very high, and in salt mines, there's also for healing purposes people go there.
Yes.
People with asthma usually go to salt mines or maybe even to waterfalls for the purpose of healing, because the negative ions are said to have the effect to actually heal the asthma as well as many other diseases.
Well, negative ions are basically they stimulate production of white blood cells.
Yeah.
And those blood cells are very much known as the blood cells who can cure even leukemia.
Yeah.
And they are also very, very effective by regenerating all cells in our body, especially respiratory.
Yeah.
So we have cases of people coming inside who had asthma and just spending here 5 to 10 minutes during the presentation, and they tell me, oh my god, I already feel better.
Yeah.
We had a girl from Finland. Actually, it's not Finland, I think it's Slovakia. My colleague was presenting her the tunnels. She had the cancer on her lungs. And she done the operation, and her doctor managed to save that part of the lungs, but her capacity of the lungs was 45%.
Oh.
She came in Visoko with her father. She spent here a couple of days, entering every day for meditation, and after a few days her capacity of the lungs grew to 85%.
Oh my
so
god.
It's a healing ground, we call it agent hospital or something like that. We also have a bovis. So bovis is a scale for life energy. We can measure bovis everywhere around us. We can measure bovis on ourselves. So a healthy person has approximately 7,500 bovis. And location on the earth with the biggest bovis concentration known to man is a temple on Tibet. Yeah, it's Dalai Lama residential. He keep it that for himself. Not nice, Dalai Lama. Not nice.
Right.
And when we came in these tunnels, we actually took measures, and it was 25,000 bovis. Constantly throughout the tunnels, even from the beginning. Actually,
I can already feel, even earlier, back there, when we were there, I could already there, I felt a change. A really intense change. And right here, it's pretty much like, I don't know, it's like turn everything, not just the physical aspect, but all the mental thoughts and the thought maelstrom, the thought storms, they are silenced down. My mind is so easy to slow down here, unlike anywhere else outside. So it's really amazing.
So it's connected to our aura. So if you are with positive aura, your aura is nicely shaped around you. But if you are sick and you have like kidney problem, your aura will break it there. And if you are stressed, your aura will be so much thin around your head, around your body. So movies actually concentrate on that to make your aura better. So if you came inside stressed, suddenly you will feel relief. You will feel the change of mood. If you are in a bad mood, if you spend here 1 hour with the bad mood, you will be pretty much wow, nice guy. So booby only on one spot here in the tunnels, and I will show you to you later. We measure 40,000 boobies. That's between 2 flooded tunnels. That's because of the water. So now we are going to see.
You are not going.
Is K2. It's a megalith made also as ceramics, and it's 8 tons heavy. It's put on the base, as you can see on the picture over there. It's not on the ground, it's actually on a base. And we can't move it, it's like glued. It's the same concrete as on pyramid. So it's
pretty high tech.
Pretty high tech, pretty much high tech. So by doing the Rengen on this part here, we discovered a round shaped ball quartz crystal inside. And many people ask us, why did you break it? No, we found it like this. Yes. Actually, we found it partially here in a tunnel, and the rest of the conglomerate we dug out. We didn't clear it. We dug out just to see the megalith. So amazing stuff about this megalith is that underground water flow goes exactly in this direction as a crack. It goes in this direction, and on the point where the crack is splitting, underground water is hitting the obstacle. And when it's hitting the obstacle, it goes 2 different directions, but on that spot it's producing massive negative energy. So negative energy is not healthy for a human being, especially underwater negative energy. So we here in Bosnia-Herzegovina, we don't build our houses on top of the negative energy, underground water flow. It's not healthy, you can get sick.
I heard about that. And actually, as far as I know, there was an ancient custom in Hungary. We checked animals. If the dog sat down somewhere, that was a place that we could build a house on. But if the cat sat down somewhere, it was probably something that we should avoid, because cats can tolerate. Cats can tolerate that.
Cats actually love that. So if you see a cat on one spot of I don't know, your yard, and she's always on that one spot laying down or just rushing to lay down over there, so that's not a healthy spot for yourself. So this is actually producing 28 to 33 kilohertz frequency. Why? Through the piezoelectric effect. Now this is producing the piezoelectric effect, and ultrasound, which is actually the 28 to 33 hertz, is produced by the, you can see the small white stones in a conglomerate. Those are quartz. Through the piezoelectric effect, that quartz produces ultrasound. That's the one of the reason you can't see any animals here. No rats, no bats, nothing. And if you actually bring your dog inside of here, he will rush out, and that's madness. We had a lot of tourists who actually don't care about. Concentration of negative ions here in this room is 28,000.
Oh my god. So basically my meter would go, because it can only measure up until 2000, and then it just, well, not error, but it basically doesn't show anything. So probably if I just use it here, I wouldn't
go. Show it. So, Maybe it's
Well,
not
it would
working.
show 19999 and then
Yeah.
it would be over. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. And is this the meditation room? I don't know.
Yeah, we can try out one experiment if you put down your camera over there.
All right.
So you can sit over here. So all you need to do is now put your hands like 10 to 5 centimeters from the stone, deep breathly and relax.
I'm feeling something very strong coming through my hand.
Yeah.
It's like vibrating or pulsing, I don't know.
Now we have some people.
Really strong.
Yes. What did you feel?
Immediately, the moment I put my hands here, I
Yeah.
felt something very strong emanating into it, and also some overall calmness.
Yeah.
Really calm. But it's obvious in my hands. I could feel it.
Yeah. We have some people who are feeling tingling on top of the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some people who are feeling like pulsing cold hitting their
Mhm.
hand, and we had some people who are feeling pulsing warm hitting their hand, or just warm, like temperature is rising in their hands for no good reason. And some people even had in one hand it's cold, in another is warm.
Yeah.
So we are different,
Yeah. For
and
me,
we
it's-
will feel different
yeah.
stuff.
For me, the temperature is not an issue, but there's obviously something pushing through. I can feel something pushing through my hands right
Yes.
now, even as we talk.
Yes.
So yeah, obviously this is some really high technology,
Yes.
and probably something that even our most top scientists don't really understand or cannot wrap their
Yes.
minds around. So I don't know if you've heard of orgone technology,
Yes.
which is based pretty much on the same thing. It was invented by Wilhelm Reich, and what he did was he mixed organic and inorganic layers,
Yeah.
and that created negative ion, the orgone energy. And I think this one, and on top of that with the piezoelectric effect of the crystal, it's pretty much the same. So this is some really ancient, not reinvention, but actually the ancient invention of orgone technology, or the precursor of the orgone technology. And it's really amazing.
Yeah, it could be only much higher level,
Yeah.
because it produced much more than organ technology.
Yeah.
It's producing a lot more, and people took advantage of natural materials. In our modern day technology, if you wanna ionize your home, you need to buy a special electric stuff, electric apparatus for that. Here is just they took advantage of nature.
Yeah. And actually, I think that would be the more logical way to do it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the science today is not so much open to nature to experiment with that, but I think going back to nature would be even more advanced than the technology we have today, because
Yeah.
of the pyramid itself is evidence for that nature can be used for very high purposes.
Exactly. So we can move on. And I will show you K1, K3. And this is right here on the corner. Okay. So this is K1, this is a 4-ton megalith, and that over there is K3, 3.5-ton megalith. Also underground water flow. And what is so special about K1? can see markings on it.
Yeah.
Like over there, all over it are markings. Now we took measurements and we scanned the block, and this picture here show us what is on the block. Now we think that those are old European rounds. Rounds are at first it was the first writing, first like breakthrough in a humankind for memorizing stuff. All right.
I don't know if you're familiar with the ancient Hungarian secular runic writing, but it's very, very similar to this one.
Yeah, we call it runic. Yes. It's
Yeah.
But my accent is different.
Yeah.
Runic.
Well,
Yes,
that-
it's
that-
runic.
Yeah, and the ancient Hungarian language kind of resembled. It actually obviously has some alphabets from the ancient Rovás or ancient runic, which resembles or even the same as some of these letters that were found on this
Yes,
one. So
we
it's
took scanning and we actually called the experts for runic writing,
yeah.
and he told us there are only two signs similar to runic writing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not runic writings,
Yeah.
it's much more older.
Yeah.
And,
But this could be maybe the root of the runic, or maybe the runic writing evolved from this
Yes.
this ancient one.
so can you tell me how much approximately is old runic writings?
Well, there are many ideas about it, but my personal opinion would be that it's thousands of years old, at least.
1,000.
Thousands, I think 4,000 to 5,000 minimum. But if I'm even more allowing, I would say that it can go even maybe tens of thousands of years. But that would be just my
Yes.
guess.
Well, you see, in these conglomerates we found organic material,
Yeah.
and we took carbon dating analysis, and it showed us that conglomerate is old 33,000 years. So it's the same age as a pyramid.
Oh my God.
And we found that these blocks here are put in time before conglomerate.
Yeah.
So this was a flat surface under the skies when they built this. So it's older
Yeah.
than pyramids. It's older than everything we know.
Yes.
And after that, when they build this, they have it on a flat surface on ground. And then the great flood came, or maybe the ice age. And after that, the second civilization came. They dug the tunnels through the conglomerate. They had that technology to find every single this megalith block and monolith blocks. And what kind of technology is that? We don't know.
Yeah.
But they found it. And also we found organic material in that fill-in material, the river gravel.
Yeah.
And by carbon dating analysis, it showed us that it's 5,000 years old.
Oh my God.
So there were three civilizations. First one built these megaliths. Second one, after the Great Flood, dug the tunnels through the conglomerate. And the third one, who hid the tunnels 5,000 years ago from us. For maybe its reason could be, there are many reasons for that, why they hide it. Maybe it's a war, maybe it's a plague,
Yeah.
maybe it's technology that they wanted to keep for themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe it was some kind of event that they actually put a barrier between them and the outside world.
Yeah.
We will find out when we enter in a pyramid. Maybe.
My idea would be, but again, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to preserve it. Maybe at that point in the history there was a huge, maybe war, as you mentioned, or something else, something really, really troubling.
Yes.
And they wanted to preserve the technology and all these artifacts for the future. Maybe that's why they were hidden. But this is just obviously this is just speculation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the proof. We have scientific proof. We have the material proof. that modern day history that teach us in the school is wrong.
Yeah.
The pyramids are not tombs, and the Egypt is not the oldest civilization.
Actually, they never found any dead bodies in the pyramids.
Yeah.
So basically, and yet they teach us in the
Yeah.
schools that, well, they were tombs for the mummies, and that, even though they never found any bodies there.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
say
ridiculous.
like it was tomb raiders, who did it, but you never know what was inside of that
Yeah.
place where they think it should be the body. No,
Yeah.
mummy could be some kind of device. We never know. We don't have any evidence.
Again, there are some speculations because I'm sure you're aware of that, but most of the pyramids are aligned to the magnetic north.
Yes.
And the pyramids are actually, the shape is part of sacred geometry.
Yes.
It is considered to focalize and gather the energy of the earth to a certain point. And they were pretty much energy amplifiers as far as I understand it.
Yes,
Because
it is.
under most of the pyramids there is some water, either a lake or a river or something. And the water is also an energy amplifier. And they use this to focalize the earth energy. That is just my understanding of the pyramid energy.
Yes. Well, if you take a look of Pyramid of the Sun, the largest pyramid in the world, this one over here,
Yeah.
her north side is oriented to a
Magnetic north.
polar north.
Of the polar north.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you take a look of Egypt pyramids, they are oriented, but they had like 2.23 meters going inside.
Difference, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is 0.0 meters going inside. This is laser precision.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is laser precision.
Well, this is another evidence that
Yeah.
those guys that built this knew what they were doing, obviously.
Yeah. And this is unknown technology to us, of course.
Yeah.
We will never find out. So let's go.
So that's a little lake
Yeah.
over there. Wow.
Well, we found that the water was blue as your helmet, but that's because of the minerals.
Yeah.
And after some interaction with oxygen, it came crystal clear.
Oh my god. It's really amazing. Yeah.
What's so special about it? When we discovered that pond, it's basically like a swamp. That water doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any flow.
Yeah.
And we know the swamp is full of bacteria and everything. So we took the sample of the water and sent it on analysis, and they told us the sample is crystal clear, no bacteria, no dust particles, nothing.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, crystal clear water, drinkable. It's like distillated.
Oh my god. Distilled water.
Yes, it's crystal clear, nothing inside, and they told us that could be the high potential energy water.
Mm-hmm.
So we called Mr. Dr. Masaru Emoto. You know Masaru Emoto?
No.
He's the leading scientist for the water.
Oh, I think
from
he's the
Japan.
one who did some experiments with the water.
Yes.
The thoughts having effects on the water.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yes, Masaru Emoto is a leading scientist for the water. He even done the experiment on the water that proves that water has human-like feelings.
Yeah.
So you take 3 glasses of water, and for 7 days, every day you tell one glass of water, I love you. Second one, I hate you, and the third one you ignore.
Yeah.
So this is how crystals should look like. This is the hated water, and this is the ignored water, and this is water that he loved.
Yeah.
On this picture you can see the water from town, city, from pipes that we drink.
Yeah.
Still it's drinkable water, it's good water, but doesn't have any nice crystals.
Yeah.
And this is the water from a pond.
Yeah.
Now you can see the clear hexagonal crystals high energy potential water, because water can memorize stuff. So this water actually memorized high level of negative ions and high level of bovis. And we also had confirmation from Mr. Emoto that this water is healing water. So we are allowed and we are certified to sell this water as official souvenir of foundation. And you can buy it outside.
That's awesome.
On one occasion, when we are cleaning the tunnels here, we came to this part and there was nothing. There was no dirt. So we thought, okay, now this is breakthrough. We are going straight to the pyramids, no more cleaning the tunnels, nothing. And then we came across of these two tunnels with water. One is 150, another one is 200 meters long. All tunnels are dead end. So it was like a trap.
Yeah.
A constant temperature of the water in the tunnels is 7 degrees, so basically we get hypothermia from it. And you can see the walls beneath the water is 90 degrees, so nature can't build 90 degrees. Not nowhere, especially in the water. So it's man-made. And the deepest part is 1 meter and 70 centimeters. So it's like here.
Yeah.
And it's same water, same energy as the pond water. We tried to pump out one of the tunnels, and we pump it out, and next day we came back, the water was on same level. So she came back. So we can't pump it out, we can't clear it, so leave it there. We found another tunnel.
Obviously it has some purpose.
Yes.
Or there's some reason why it's there.
Yeah, and we will discover why, because right now we don't know. So you can go over here to check it out. Those tunnels. One is over there. And the other one is over there. So you can go check it out first. This one and then...
Alright, thank you.
Get up, it's pretty tall, you know. And you can go over there to check this one also.
The other one.
The other one over there. On this point between two tunnels, we took a measurement on January 2013, and we measured 40,000 bovis. It doesn't change; it's constant. This tunnel right here leads to the pyramid 600 meters. We will need another 2 kilometers approximately to get to the pyramid, and we are not taking our guests in this direction because there is nothing to see.
Yeah.
No water, no megaliths, no hidden chambers. It's just a tunnel who leads to the pyramid.
Yeah.
A lot of the side tunnels, and maybe after we get to the pyramid, we will clear them and find something new.
Okay.
And when you come in 5 to 10 years here, you will see new stuff.
Yeah, obviously. Well, I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Me neither. This is a big project. This is actually the project who is changing our history. And some people are afraid that this project will crash all religions. But we are not interfering with them, because you know, by the story of the Bible and Quran and Torah. There is no precise dating of first human being, Adam and Eve, you know.
So basically it doesn't contradict anything.
You contradict that, so we are not interfering.
Well, obviously there are other religious denominations that have a younger theory and everything, but again, there are variations. There are religious affiliations that don't believe in that. So, yeah, well, even though it may have some effect, I think the science, you know, it's an obligation to science to do this. It would be science's duty to do it, because
over here you can see the water as a souvenir that we sell.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bottle. You can buy it in front of it. So we don't have any help from the government. So we are not non-governmental agency. And basically your ticket is one kind of donation. So if you buy a souvenir, it's also one donation for the project. Seriously. You can see also, if you look at the lights, you can see humidity.
Yeah.
It's like a fog on the lights.
Obviously the air concentration is different here.
Yeah. So we are at the end. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
So,
Ez itt a második nap, és úton vagyok a Volt piramis felé. Tőlem jobbra pedig a Nappiramis található. Meglátjuk, milyen érzés lesz a Volt piramist megtapasztalni. És itt látható a Volt piramis. Semmivel sem kevésbé gyönyörű, mint a Nappiramis. Méretben kicsit kisebb, de elképesztően szép. Csak egy gyors kép a tájról, hogy mennyire gyönyörű is ez a környék. Itt a Volt piramis lábánál. És ő felsejét is megcsodálhatjuk. Nos, közel vagyok most már a piramis tetejéhez, és találtam egy érdekes, bejáratot, vagy lyukat, vagy nem is tudom minek, gödröt, nem tudom minek nevezzem, ugye ez most nemrég csinálhatta valaki magának kis lakásként, vagy talán egy bejárata valami komolyabbnak, nem tudom megítélni, majd talán ha régészek és kutatók elkezdenek kutatni, akkor nekik majd sikerül megfejteniük. Van egy másik bejárata, ott lent, elől. Csak gondoltam, érdemes megemlíteni, ha esetleg erre jártok. Nos, tovább haladva rábukkantam erre az érdekes jelenségre. Egy érdekes lyukat találtam, és nagyon kíváncsi vagyok, hogy milyen célt szolgál. Ez már gyakorlatilag itt szabadon csücsült a tetején. Ha jól sejtem, ezek beton, vagy betonhoz hasonló tömbök. Kicsit olyan, mintha csempeszerű lenne. Mármint nyilvánvalóan cél szempontjából, és funkció szempontjából, nem összetétel szempontjából értettem. És hogyha kicsit tovább ásunk, akkor láthatjuk, hogy ez folytatódik felfelé. Úgyhogy, hölgyek, urak, ez valami elég komoly része lehet itt a piramisnak, és egyébként ez egy fajta kis gödör, és feljebb, egy szinten feljebb úgymond, újabb csempeszerű, szerintem beton, de nem akarok hülyeséget mondani, beton vagy cement, vagy valamilyen hasonló összetételű kövek, kőtömbök. És egy bizonyos dőlésszögben lejt lefelé. Szóval ezt nem tudom, mennyire látszik kamerán, ez van vízszintben, és az ott dönt lefelé. Úgyhogy elég érdekes. Nos, hölgyek, urak, fiúk, lányok, végeztem egy kis mérést, és úgy látom, hogy ezek a tömbök, kőtömbök, vagy cementtömbök, vagy nem tudom mik, mágneses éjszakkal vannak egy vonalba fektetve. De gyakorlatilag párhuzamosak a mágneses éjszakkal, bárhol, ha megvizsgáljuk. Nem tudom, ennek van-e jelentősége. Azt tudom, hogy a piramisokat általában a mágneses éjszakhoz szokták építeni, illetve az oldalát ahhoz mérten szokták megépíteni. Magát a piramist a mágneses éjszakhoz igazítják, de nem tudom, hogy annak is van jelentősége, hogy maguk a tömbök és gyakorlatilag a mágneses éjszakhoz vannak mérve. Igen. Elég érdekes. Egy újabb érdekes felfedezés. Ezen a területen egy konstans 210-220 pozitív ion koncentráció lelhető fel átlagosan. Viszont, hogyha hát csak hogy lássátok, ha itt hagyom, akkor felmegy 220, 280, 310, 400, 430, 440, és hogyha bedugom ide, lemegy, lemegy 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 40-ig, 47, 45, sőt, megy tovább. És ha kiveszem, akkor megint megy fel. Felfele. Ha arrébb állok, és elmegyek a tetejére, ...160, 170, 180, 200, 300, 300-ig felmegy. Gondoltam, ezt is megmutatom. Az elektromágneses mérőmet használva az elektromos sugárzást figyelve konstans 0 és 1 között váltakozik. Mi érdekes, mert máshol is végeztem a természetben mérést, és ott általában több szokott lenni. És itt folyamatosan 0, és a mágneses az olyan 22 körül, átlag 22. Ami így normális, átlagos. Még egy lövés a panorámáról. Volt piramisból, hát igen. A holdpiramis oldalán, hogy az ösvénynél haladunk lefelé, újabb tömbökre bukkantam, amik úgy tűnik egymás mellé lettek helyezve. Ha erre jártok, akkor az ösvényt követve rá fogtok bukkanni, mert igazából közvetlen az ösvény mellett van. És mutatom, hogy lehet ide jutni. Ennek feljebb is van néhány. Megpróbálom nem zavarni őket. Igen. Szóval nem tudom, mi a jelentőségük, de majd kiderül pár év múlva, remélhetőleg. És itt vagyunk a piramis alsó részénél. Hát, hölgyek, urak, tessék vetni erre egy pillantást, és tessék azt mondani nyugodt szívvel, hogy természetes képződmény. Jó, Istenem. Nem tudom még meddig játsszák velünk a hülyét, de azt hiszem ez elég egyértelmű. Tehát aki még erre azt mondja, hogy természetes, egymásra rakódtak, csak a szél oda hordta őket biztos. Annak nem tudom. Annak nem tudok mondani semmit tényleg. Tehát ez, ha ennél evidensebb bizonyíték kell, akkor máshol kell keresni. Ez bizony ember alkotta, vagy ki tudja kik, mik alkották, de ez nem természetes formáció. Akárki akármit mond, lehet archeológus, lehet tudós, van egy szint, ahol már a józanészt nem lehet megsarcolni, és szerintem ezzel egyet fog érteni a legtöbb videónéző. Hát igen. Következő megállónk a nappiramis lesz. Meglátjuk, hogy hasonló tapasztalat lesz-e, mint a holdpiramis volt. Itt vagyunk, útunk elején, boszniai nappiramison, és hát tessék, azt hiszem, ehhez nem kellenek szavak. Kicsit feljebb újabb tömbökre lelhetünk. Elképesztő. ...90 fokos szöget bezáró tömb egymásra pakolva. hihetetlen. Akkor mérjük meg a pozitív ion koncentrációt. Nagyjából 300 körül van. 280, 290, 300. Szóval egyértelműen van valami ez alatt, ami elektromágnesességet bocsájt ki. És lássuk ugyanezt itt. ...350, 360 körül, 400, 450. Valami biztos, hogy termel itt valamit. És most lássuk az elektromágneses hullámokat. Nagyjából 140-130. És ahogy menjünk felfelé, egyre erősebb. 230-240. És ahogy ide érünk, 350. És ha fölfelé tartom, lemegy. Elképesztő. És most lássuk az elektromos hullámokat. Nagyjából 77, 76. Nagyon magas, főleg a természetben. Ahogy láttátok, a hold piramisnál 0 volt. Elképesztő.
Ta energija što ide na vrhu, ona vidi raste, kako više raste visinom, ne slabi, postaje znači jača i jača. Mi smo znači pomoć sonde i mjerili svaka 3 metra, što više ide sve raste. Sada, jedan čovjek je bio blizu toga, reći u Tesla, znači tolerada 10.000 kuća, bežičnim putem, znači energija ide kroz zrak u zemlju, može se znači prevoditi. Samim time,
És még több, ahogy felfelé haladunk. Mondja valaki, hogy ez természetes. Elképesztő. És egy szép kis gödörke is van itt. Elképesztő. Na, ezt tessék figyelni. ...600. És még több betontömb egészen a tetejéig. Na, lássunk egy mérést. Ez azt jelenti, hogy több mint 2000, mert ez a mérő csak 2000-ig méri negatív ionokat. Indítsuk újra. Ez hihetetlen. Ez elképesztő. Azt hiszem, közel vagyok a tetejéhez. Legalábbis remélem. Érdekes kis építmény. És egy újabb gödör. Most legyen még egy mérés. És megint több mint 2000 pozitív ion. Nos, sikerült feljutni. Itt vagyunk a nap piramis tetején. És meg akartam mutatni nektek, hogy néz ki innen a panoráma. Egészen elképesztő. Itt pedig a tetőről egy még teljesebb kép. Hát, azt hiszem ez magáért beszél. És még egy kép a túloldalról. És a hold piramis. És akkor mérjünk egy pozitív ion koncentrációt itt a tetőn. ...900 körül van, 800, 700, 600, 500. Arrébb megyünk, akkor 800, 1000, 1001, 1002, 800, 900. Az előbb mértem, és akkor kiakadt, 2000 felé ment. Hát, nem tudom, de valami, tessék. Tessék, ott van. 2000 felett. Valami egyértelműen elektromágneses kisugárzással bír, ami ugye pozitív ion koncentrációt eredményez. Nos, ennyi lett volna. Köszönjük, hogy velem tartottatok. Sziasztok!